I'm gonna move the hearse on this side. I'm gonna move. Go ahead, get out of the way.
You wanna move the hearse which way? This way? Okay. You know what? Just put it in the middle. Yeah, a little bit more this way. Okay, I'll be fine. Yeah, I'll be fine. Espérate, ahí está bien.
¿Está bien?
Dale
Sí.
más para allá.
¿Más para allá?
Oh, sí, porque viene de cabeza.
Ahí espera. A ver, te va a pasar.
Dale, sí, para allá,
Acá
para
era
allá.
como que lo cruzas para acá.
Está bien, sí, sí.
Es que nos agarramos todos de un lado. ¿Sí?
Tú de allá y una chica aquí.
Pero a ver, agárrate de allá de atrás. Como para acá. Ahí así, agárrate de allí.
Entonces agarran de allá. Hay que quitar eso para allá. You want that one?
No, Yeah. I need to get the flowers on.
You want the flowers on top?
Yep.
Tráete las flores para que
I'll get it. I don't want to break it. I need the trees off. I want to switch the podium.
Is that the way you want it? Like that?
Yeah. Let's move this. Get the. Bring it over here.
Bro, you hit the change the envelope and this much is full of moss. Thank you. Okay, can do that.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate you.
So this can be seen like after also, is that
Yes.
what it is?
Yeah, it's live right now. There's 6 devices, but you can watch it later as well.
Okay.
Watch your step.
Where is her?
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. That would be that right there where it's sitting. I'm like, where's her? Right there. Oh, come on. Here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a few seats. We set up a bench as well. Would recommend maintaining social distancing if you're not in the same household. Anybody not get a program?
And I am Linda with the Anybody else need one, Bobby?
I'm going to need you to please go take a seat. Catherine, how many people does it show online right now? 6 or 8?
6.
If you have a cell phone, please place it into silent mode. The funeral service is going to be conducted by Rabbi Evan Moffick.
Birth is a beginning.
and death a destination, and life is a journey from childhood to maturity, and youth to age, from innocence to awareness, and ignorance to knowing, from foolishness to discretion, and then perhaps to wisdom, from weakness to strength, or strength to weakness, and often back again, from health to sickness, and back we pray to health again, from offense to forgiveness, from loneliness to love, from joy to gratitude, from pain to compassion, from fear to faith, from defeat to defeat to defeat, until looking backward or ahead, we see that victory lies not at some high place along the way, but in having made the journey, stage by stage, a sacred pilgrimage. Birth is a beginning, and death a destination, and life is a journey, a sacred pilgrimage to life everlasting. These words, which were penned by Rabbi Alvin Fine, really express the Jewish philosophy of life and of death. And they tell us that we come here in grief, but we also come here as much as we can with a measure of gratefulness. Grateful that God blessed the world with the life of Myrna Kirschenbaum. Our Jewish funeral service is fairly simple and brief. It consists of some readings, some psalms, some reflections, and concludes with the Kaddish prayer. We'll continue now with the words of the 23rd Psalm. Those of you who know it, please feel free to join me. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He guideth me in straight paths for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. At the rising of the sun and in its going down, we remember them. At the rustling of the leaves and in the beauty of autumn, we remember them. At the opening of the buds and the rebirth of spring, we remember them. At the beginning of the year and when it ends, we remember Myrna Kirschenbaum, for she is now a part of us as we remember her. When we are weary and in need of strength, we remember them. When we are sick and lost at heart, we remember them. When we have joy we crave to share, we remember them. When we have decisions that are difficult to make, we remember them. As long as we live, she too shall live, for she is now a part of us as we remember her. I'd like to invite up Landy, who will share some memories.
I would just like to say that Myrna would say, laugh a little louder, dance a little longer, hang out with your friends and family, cheer at a baseball game, love your pets, read a good book, and be strong and be brave. Myrna did all of that to the tune of the Frank Sinatra song, My Way. My memory of Myrna, how I'll always remember, is the four of us cousins every Saturday having chicken soup with Grandma Hamill. We'll miss you, Myrna.
Anyone else? like to share thoughts or reflections?
For those of you who don't know, I'm her friend Bobby. We've met back in high school when we worked at Sher Brothers. We were at the same college together, and we just kept that friendship going. It didn't make a difference if I didn't talk to her for a year, a month, or a day. We could always just pick up wherever we were. She was always there for me when my husband was sick. One of my best memories, which might sound strange, is she came over to meet my first son, and we had to rush him to the hospital. And she said, put him in my car, I'll drive you, because neither you nor your husband are really capable of being behind that wheel at the time. And we took her up on it. Unfortunately, that also left us without a car and stuck at a hospital. But she called every time after we got home, every day to see how he was. She was there for all of his special occasions, for all of my daughter's special occasions. And she was always there for me when I was upset, angry, or just needed somebody to vent to. She had her opinions. Mine didn't always meet with hers, but we always talked. And we always said, you know what? Let's just agree to disagree, because that's how she was. She didn't want to fight with people. She really just wanted to be a part of it. I know that she's at peace right now, and I'm very happy that she's at peace, but I'm very unhappy that she's not here. And if you can hear me, Myrna, I love you very, very much, and I will miss you forever.
So as everyone knows here, that Myrna lost her mother when she was a very young child, witnessed a death of her mother, which I think in all these years, every once in a while, she kind of feels guilty about it, which made me very sad. I was an only child, always craving to have a sister or brother. I asked my mother many times, can't I have a sister or brother? And my mother would always just say, I don't have time. One day she says to me, because Myrna was living with a very old aunt and it was really difficult for the aunt to take care of a young child. So she said, what would you think of Myrna living with us? And it was like a dream come true, because I finally had a sister and I could take care of her. She always counted on me for all the times she fell and all the times I fixed her scraped knees, and I just was like a caregiver. It's always been in my heart like that for a lot of people, and she needed me, and obviously I needed her, and it was wonderful. You know, that eventually I got married. I'm almost 6 years older than her, and she went to college and she went on with her own life. But I think about the good old days, taking care of her. She wouldn't trust anyone but me at the time, and it's a memory I'll always have in my mind, that I was lucky enough to have a sister, even though she was my cousin. So I'm glad she's at peace now. She's had a hard journey, that's for sure. And now she doesn't have to worry about doctors and shots and anything. She'll be with her parents, who she loved dearly. So miss her a lot.
In Jewish tradition, we honor a loved one who has recently passed away with the words, Zichrona Livracha. May her memory be a blessing. And that's because these words convey the purpose of a well-lived life. That those who know you, those who come after you, those who remember you. Look to your life as a blessing, a benediction, and an inspiration. Being a blessing means that you have touched the lives of those you knew and that you have helped them to do the same for others. As we have heard so eloquently, the life of Myrna Kirschenbaum was a blessing. It was a life blessed, as I learned, by strength of character, strength of conviction, just an inner and an outer strength. It was also a life blessed with love, especially love of her cats she cherished, and a love of her family, as we just heard so eloquently. People loved her, and she was fiercely loyal and loved them back. And in Jewish tradition, we also tell a story. It's a beautiful old story. It's about two ships, and they're each near land. And one of the ships is going into the harbor, and the other is going out from it. Everyone's cheering the outgoing ship, giving it a hearty send-off. But the incoming ship is scarcely noticed. A wise man standing nearby chastised the people's reactions. "Rejoice not," he said, "over the ship that is setting out to sea. For you know not what destiny awaits it, what storms it may encounter, what dangers lurk before it. Rejoice rather over the ship that has reached port safely and brought back all its passengers in peace." It is the way of the world that when a human being is born, everyone rejoices. But when a loved one dies, we all feel sorrow. According to this story, we can also struggle to see it the opposite way. Nobody knows what troubles await the developing child on its journey through life. But when a person has lived well, all can take comfort in the knowledge that she has completed her journey successfully. Myrna Kirschenbaum made such a successful journey through life. It was a journey blessed with the special love and influence of Grandma Hamill. And she was blessed with a wonderful, beloved niece, the late Dorothy, and the late Blanche, and her cousins, Lanny, and Scott, and Bonnie, and all those who are here, whose lives she blessed, and who blessed hers. Zecher Tzadik Livracha. May the memory of Myrna Kirschenbaum endure among us as an everlasting blessing. God, you give us loved ones, and you make them the strength of our life and the light of our eyes. They depart and leave us bereft on a lonely way, but you are the living fountain from which our healing flows. To you, the stricken look for comfort and the sorrow-laden for consolation. God, we see life as through windows that open on eternity. We see that love endures and the soul endures as you, O God, endure forever. We see that the years are more than grass that withers, more than flowers that fade. They weave a timeless pattern in a world that is the dwelling place of your love and your glory. El Malay Rachamim, Shochen Bamromim, Hamse Menucha Nechona Tachad Shechinaim, Kidoshim V'Tachorim, Kazohar HaKiyam Asirim, and Nishmat Myrna Lee Kirschenbaum Shachachal Olama, Vaharachamim Yasgireha V'Seter Kanafav Olamim, Vayitur B'Tuchayim et Nishmata, Adonai Hu Nachalata V'Tanuach B'Shalom, Amishkavo V'Nomar, Amen. Compassionate God, eternal Spirit of the universe, grant perfect rest in your sheltering presence to our beloved Myrna Kirschenbaum, who has entered eternity. O God of mercy, let her find refuge in the shadow of your wings, and may her soul be bound up in the bond of everlasting life. For you, the eternal God, are her inheritance. May she rest in peace, and let us all say, Amen. Our final prayer is the Kaddish prayer, and it asks us to remember the most wonderful qualities of our loved one's life and seek to integrate them into our own. So as is ancient Jewish tradition, we say together, Yitgadal, Yitkadash, Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma, Yivra Churute, Yamlich Malchute, V'chayechon, V'yomechon, Uvchaye Dechol Beit Yisrael, V'agala V'izman Kari V'Yivru Amen.
Amen.
Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Le'olam U'Lomei Almaya. Yishbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yitpa'ar, V'yitromam, V'yitnosei, V'yitadar, V'yitaled, V'yitalal, Shemei Kudisha, Barichu, Le'ela, Min Kol, Birchata, V'shirata, Tush Bechata, V'nechemata, Yamiran Bialma, V'yimru, Amen.
Amen.
Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, Achayim Aleinu V'Akol Yisrael, V'yimru, Amen.
Amen.
Osei Shalom Roma, Ruya Asei Shalom. Aleinu ve'Akol Yisrael v'Yivru. Amen. May God, the source of peace, send peace to all of us who mourn, and comfort to all who are bereaved, and let us all say, Amen. We'll wait a few moments while the casket's lowered.
Can I ask you to step over here? We're gonna have to bring the tractor through. I think
Can I move the speaker?
Yes, let's move everything out of the way. Well, I understand if there was a difference. Honestly, if someone calls at 3 in the morning, I feel like,
But I'm saying,
it's not, and it's not just from $100. This would be 3,000. And that's before, funeral plan, synagogue is current. Okay. When we pay like that, you know, and it's a runner. That'd be discounted too. That's like, everybody's gonna go over that. At least you would buy something. Catherine, this is Reverend Mathis. Catherine, well, we're right at Main. You know, that's further west. We're east of South. I'm surprised I'm north. So we live near the my backyard is There's little pups here. Use the pup, and when you're done, dispose of it. We're doing that for safety reasons, or I should say wetlands.
That's a good idea. I just need one more to give to my daughter. No, I did.
You did?
I'm a thank you. No. Who knows? No, had it.
Yeah, I'm hearing that doesn't. I'm getting things on TV that may not be true.
The immune part. I have the antibodies for
Get
it.
the shot when you can. When do you get your second? I get mine the 16th.
Did you guys have any reactions from your first ones?
You know what? Everyone in my office is able to get one because we're the funeral business.
Right.
The funeral director. So my receptionist, her arm just killed her. She couldn't sleep that night. Mine, 4 days later, my muscles started going boom, 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 boom. And it did that for like 4 or 5 days. It didn't bother me. It just, I'm like, look at this thing. It's like,
Yeah.
you know what? Very welcome.
Yeah. They say the second one you're supposed to have this. Things can happen, but
They
you know.
could have told me they had to stick it in my eye, and I would have.
Go ahead.
That's what I've been dealing with. We handled over 100, about 120 COVID cases in the last year.
And
People that-
the facility that Myrna was in never had any COVID at
Which
all.
one was that?
She was at the Citadel in Norfolk.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
You want to hear my most interesting story
Yes.
of all of them? And I've had a lot. I had a 52-year-old who died of it after he made 40 masks for all of his friends and his colleagues customized,
God.
and then he died, not knowing. It was ironic, but the most amazing one was Aventura in Long Grove is a nursing home, mostly Russian.
Yeah, I don't live too far from there.
And I heard everybody there got COVID. Everybody.
That's the one that's
So,
on 53.
wait, you got to hear the story. So, this woman, I get a call, this woman died there. Her name was Ensa Fish. Ensa Fish, the name I love. 104 years old.
Oh,
So I called the nursing home,
Are you
and I'm
guys
like,
gonna be
I was going to have COVID? No. Are you sure? Yes.
okay.
Tested? Yes. You didn't have COVID. The nurse I'm talking to, you know,
Oh, okay.
told me actually that wasn't so
They were
good.
mostly.
So I called the granddaughter. I said, by any chance does she have COVID? No. Are you sure? Because I heard everybody had it. Granddaughter says, not Ensa Fish. Ensa Fish was never sick one day in her 104-year-old life. Have you ever heard of something like this? 104 kids.
Just died from old age.
But never sick
Crazy.
104 years
I wonder what she did. I wonder what she did, what she ate, what she drank.
Elmer's grandmother lived to
106 years old. That's not a shock.
No, but it's one thing to make it to 104, 106, but to have someone tell you the person never had a sick day in their life?
This Italian woman never had that either. We'll see you guys. I'll do one of these before the drive. Really, whatever. I'm sorry. Sarah
Sorry
Jacob.
about how you became a sister.
Sorry.
I'm so sorry for that.
Okay. I went to see her. She already passed the town. A little bit light. She was dying. As I got in the car Saturday.
Oh, I remember because
And then when I went in
you,
there,
did I talk to you because
probably
I heard that, yeah, it was, and this,
They
no,
said
those,
to me,
those
"You
two guys, I'm
know."
like, wait, no, we were told she was dead.
And I just, I don't think, they are from Karen. I like, I spent time so bad. I used to work a lot in hospitals and stuff. And I just wanted to be with her. I know she'd be unconscious, but I just wanted to be with her.
You guys are doing it by hand?
Oh my God, you guys. Bless your hearts. It truly was a beautiful story. Yeah. I guess, you know, my parents.
We do it with the flowers.
So, how you
You
gonna
want to put,
settle,
yes, okay. That's right. On top of the grave when they're dying.
Perfect.
Perfect.
you know,
Yeah.
with us after, you know, everybody goes, and I never demanded a thing.
Do you want to say anything to the people that are online? There's 7 devices on. Does it? Would you want to?
I mean, I can't even believe I talked off the cuff anyhow because I'm scared.
Kids are, they got stuff like
I could not walk away from
That's
her.
why I